I'm so looking forward to moving and breathing with you all this morning. And we'll get started as we start every class at Yoga to the People in a child's pose. So go ahead and find your mat and draw your hips to your heels. Let your forehead get heavy. Even if that means your hips lift up a little bit, choose really letting your forehead heavy on the mat. And close your eyes. And make that as important to this pose as hips on your heels and forehead on the mat. Because even in quarantine, our world is still so visually stimulated and stimulating. And then so much of our reality becomes predicated on what we're taking in through our eyes. And we think this is our reality. So close your eyes. For a whole hour, you have this invitation to close your eyes, eliminate that visual perception of reality, and open up your true vision. Your yoga practice is not predicated on what anyone else looks like or your idea of what something should look like. You got to feel for it. Feel fully, breathe deeply, and cultivate the best experience you can for you. Because this could be the best yoga practice of your entire life if you make the choice right now to make it that way. Now, it's a very individual journey, but we are all on it together. So we breathe a lot together. We'll start with one. Please exhale your air out with an S8. And then allow an inhale to rush in through your nose, coat your throat, fill you up, and HA. Now gently start to rock your forehead side to side on the mat, massaging that space between your eyebrows and maybe even feeling your brain get heavier inside of your skull. Now start to crawl your fingers towards the front edge of your mat as far forward as you can so that you start to invite a pushing and pulling sensation into this pose. Hips pull back. Fingers crawl forward, stretch your armpits, stretch the sides of your body, yawn it open. And then keeping your eyes closed, you can press your palms down, curl your toes under, and send your hips high and heels low into your first downward facing dog. Move it around when you get there. Deeply bend one knee and then the other. You can bend both knees at once a few times, broadening through your lower back. And then slowly clean it up. So hips high, heels low. Feet are about 6 inches apart, or you can imagine your skull would fit there. Then bend your knees a bit to stick your butt up higher and feel the slope of your spine lengthen. Tail lifts up, head hangs heavy. Fingers are spread wide on both of your hands. And push down with your index finger knuckle and the root of your thumb. And then use your arm strength to shift some of the weight into your left. On your inhale, float your right leg up halfway, squaring off your hips at first. So right hip spirals a little down and a little in. Keep your left heel heavy and float your right leg higher and higher and higher. Bend your knee, roll open your hip, and find some free movement. You can make big circles with your knee to help mobilize that deep ball and socket joint of your hip. You can roll your ankle, you can wiggle your toes. And then inhale your right leg up high. Come up onto your left toes and step your right foot in between your hands. Drop your left knee down, point your left toes, and interlace your fingers on top of your right thigh. Now, if you notice that your right heel wants to lift up, spider crawl your foot more forward, and then kick your back foot down hard and send the small of your back towards your right heel. Pull your right belly away from your right thigh. And then if you want to go deeper, you can either bring hands to your lower back, or if you want to go even deeper than that, fingertips graze the mat next to your hips. Either way, arch your chest and look back to go back, stretching from your left second toe to the bottom of your left eyelid. Take one more inhale to look back a little further. And then slowly come on up, plant your hands down. Curl left toes under, step right foot back, and downward facing dog. Then float your left leg up halfway, again squaring off your hips at first. Keep your right heel heavy and lift your left leg up, and bend your knee and roll it open and move towards what feels good. And do it with your eyes closed. And then inhale your left leg up high and exhale to step your foot in between your hands. Drop your back knee down, point your toes, and interlace your fingers on your left thigh. Yeah, and especially if you have tender knees, you really want to try to get the thigh above your knee on the mat, not the leg that's below the knee, right? Try to get more of the front of your thigh down and kick your back foot down so hard that your right knee feels kind of light on the mat. That'll help take some weight off of it too. Hands to your lower back, belly into palms, lift your chest and look back to go back. And or fingertips graze the floor, but really stretch the front of your body using the strength of the back of your body. Inhale, look back one more inch. And then slowly come on up, hands down, step back, upper push up, and downward facing dog. Then inhale, tilt your tail up. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, walk to the front of your mat and hang heavy in a forward fold. Separate your feet, bend your knees, and let your belly drape over your thighs. You might grab at opposite elbow or interlace your fingers at the base of your skull to just help gravity help you. And then relax your arms and place two fists in between your feet, making a capital letter H. On your inhale, half lift, hands on shins or thighs. Stop when your spine feels flat and breathe here. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen your armpits from your hip bone. Inhale to rock the weight a little forward and exhale for forward fold. On your next inhale, stand up, arms up, mountain pose, biceps frame your ears. Close your eyes and feel for root to rise. Feel for standing on your feet in a way that keeps the back of your heart lifted. Imagine you have strings pulling your inner arches up towards your ankles to gently light up your inner thigh. Tail anchors down a little. And then there's a spot in front of your sitting bones that you can pull up on to create a buoyancy in the upper half of your body. And if that made no sense to you, you just imagine it. You plant the seed to one day have the experience of it. Fingers are spread wide as you reach through your pinky fingers, soft shoulders, soft features of your face. Then flutter your eyes open and look up to the ceiling. Inhale, get 10 feet tall to stretch back. Open your heart, throat, hips forward, arms back, and then dive forward for a forward fold. Nice. All right, do that again. Inhale, all the way up and back. Press down through your heels, lift your chest, use your arms to reach, and then dive forward, forward fold. Okay, take it one more time. Inhale, all the way up and back to the degree that it feels good to do it. And then dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, lengthen out your spine. Hands down, step back, and pause, upper push-up plank. Stack your shoulders over your wrists. Get your wrists on straight and spread your fingers wide. Pull up on the front of your thighs and firm up your belly to support this lengthening of the back of your body as you reach from your heels pressing back and the roof of your mouth reaching forward. Take a really slow inhale to shift the weight forward, and even slower exhale to lower halfway and pause when your elbows hug your ribs. Gorgeous, Gabriel. Slow inhale for up dog. Take the tops of your feet down, thighs up, shoulders away from your ears. Exhale, downward facing dog. Those are beautiful flows, really strong. Okay, inhale, float your right leg up. And exhale to step it in between your hands. Dial your left heel down and inhale to rise up for your warrior one. Use your exhale to arrive and sit lower into your lunge until your right knee stacks over your right ankle and right heel pushes straight down through the floor. Push the outer edge of your back foot down, again like you have a string pulling your inner arch towards your ankle, and pull up on the muscles of your left leg towards your butt like a stocking. Spiraling left hip forward and right hip back like you're scissoring your inner thigh. That was a nice adjustment, Lucas. And then anchor through your tail, low belly up and in, and arms straight and strong. Sit your hips a little bit lower. Listen closely. Inhale, lift your chest, look back to reach back. Exhale, hands down. Keep exhaling to step your right foot back and keep exhaling to lower halfway down. Inhale, up dog, suspended between feet and hands. Exhale for downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up, it's seamless. Exhale to step it through lightly, keep your hips lifted. Back heel down, and inhale, rise up for warrior one. Use the exhale to arrive. Sit low, close your eyes, and feel for it. Feel for pushing your two heels down in through the mat and energetically drawing them in towards one another, almost like your inner thighs are a pair of scissors you're trying to close shut. Swing your tail a little towards your left heel, ironing out some of that bend in your lower back, and pull your low belly up and in to support it. Feel the dome of your ribs float up off your waist. Squeeze your arms straighter and sink a little bit lower. Take an inhale to lift your chest and look back to reach back. Exhale, hands down, step back, and lower halfway. Inhale, up dog, puff the sides of your ribs forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep moving. Warrior one on your right side. Warrior one on your left side. How good can you make it feel? I'll give you a hint. It has something to do with staying tethered to your exhale. Because your exhales, that's where the self-soothing potential of the breath lives. So it really helps when you can texture those exhales with a ha or or a kind of vibrational breath that helps to rattle your bones and soften something else. And if you're back in your down dog before your neighbor, keep that breath moving, right? Try to make this whole hour one cycle of breath after another, regardless of where your body is in space. So that after this hour, your life continues to be one cycle of breath after another, regardless of where your body is in space. On your inhale, float your right leg up. Exhale, step it between your hands. Back heel down. Inhale for your warrior one, rise up. And exhale for your warrior two. Right arm forward, left arm back, gaze over your front fingertips. Now you take a bigger step if you need to accommodate your hips peeling open to the side of the room. Draw your heels again down through the mat and energetically in towards one another. So you can light up your inner thighs and feel this cradle of support for the mobility of your hips. And then maybe you sit a little bit lower, knowing that you've got that support. Draw your tail down. Allow your shoulders to feel weightless. And turn your chin a little bit more over your front shoulder. Inhale, flip your right palm, reach forward. Exhale, stretch straight up for a side body stretch. Use your inhale to then reach for the back wall and sustain it here for your reverse warrior. Push your right heel down and bend your right knee deeper so you have something to stretch away from. Squeeze your right arm straighter. It's an extension of your side body as you fan your right ribs open like fingers spreading apart on a hand. Take a slow inhale to sit low and reach back. Slower exhale to cartwheel your hands down and receive the floor. Step your right foot back and lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, shoulders away from your ears. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale your left leg up. Exhale to step it through, back heel down. Inhale for warrior one. And exhale for warrior two. Peel it open, chin over your left shoulder, and close your eyes. Heels push down through the floor and pull in. Again, pull up on that space in front of your sitting bones and lift up through the backs of your ears and the base of your skull. Shoulders feel weightless. Arms stay strong, right? Especially if your arms start to feel tired or heavy, don't let them. Hug the muscles tight around your bones and teach them how to hold themselves up for you. Inhale, flip your left palm up, reach forward. Exhale, stretch straight up. Inhale, then reach for the back wall and sustain it here. Use your breath, use your integrity, use your compassion, use your strength. Because this isn't just a shape you make with your body. You're in a container for an experience. Sit lower if you can. Inhale your bottom left rib to the sky. Exhale, cartwheel your hands down. Step back on the same exhale and lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog, strong arms, strong legs. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep moving. Warrior one, warrior two, and reverse. See, your breath is a conscious tool that you always have. We just don't always use as a first choice, and it's really such a powerful tool. And in this way, your breath is like love. Your breath is like peace. Your breath is like all of these things that every human being innately has, but just doesn't always make the first choice. Practice choosing breath. Practice choosing love over and over and over again until it becomes a way of being again. If you're back in down dog before your neighbor, keep it really strong and active. Fingers are spread wide. Belly pulls up and in. And even as you firm up your belly, imagine that everything in your abdomen was so soft, it could slide into the dome of your rib cage and support your shoulders. Let's take a breath together. Please exhale with an SH. Taking a sweet, sweet inhale, hold it at the top. NHA. Inhale, tilt your tail up. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, look past your hands, walk or hop forward into your half lift. Nice fill. Exhale, forward fold. Separate your feet, your two fists width, and get the outer edges of your feet parallel to the outer edges of your mat. On your inhale, sit your hips back and down, arms up for your chair pose. So slide the weight into your heels like your knees could stack over your ankles. Imagine you're trying to spread the floor apart with your feet and simultaneously squeeze a block between your inner thighs. Draw your sitting bones towards your heavy heels and scoop up that undercarriage of you. Pull your low belly in and stretch through the sides of your waist. That looks good, Dan. Bring your arms back a little bit further. Yeah, now squeeze them straighter and sit a little lower. Good, take one more inhale, sit low, arms back, gently stand up. Inhale, lift your chest, look back, reach back, and then dive forward, forward fold. Swing your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, and let your arms fall towards the front of the room. You can bend your knees to send your arms further away. You can squeeze your shoulder blades behind you to deepen the stretch across your chest. Take one more inhale across your collarbone. Exhale, release your hands down by your side. Now toe heel your feet together to touch, zip up your legs. And inhale, sit low, arms up, palms pressed for your thunderbolt. Good, squeeze your inner thigh. Press your palms together. If your fingers are interlaced, please uninterlace them and just cross your thumbs like a prayer. Because your hands are already good at holding hands, right? Use your chest strength and your arm strength to get those pinky finger edges to touch. Now sit a little lower. Squeeze your arms a little straighter and gently stand up. Lift up, look back, reach back on the smaller base of support, and then swan dive forward when you're ready for a forward fold. Nice work. Inhale for a half lift, long spine. And walk or hop back to move through your flow. If you're hopping back, land with your elbows bent. Then you'll inhale for up dog. That was nice, Francis. And exhale for downward facing dog. Hey, inhale your right leg up and then step your foot in between your hands. Tense up onto your fingertips, dial your back heel down, And as you inhale, power lunge. Swing your arms by your sides, palms face down towards the floor. Draw your right hip back a little bit, but keep your right knee bent. Push your left foot down a lot and draw your left hip up and forward as you lengthen the base of your skull forward. Send your arms a little higher. Now interlace your fingers. Inhale, use your arms to spread and lift your chest. Release the grip, send your arms forward, extend your power lunge. Push your back foot down and reach through your pinky fingers. Stay within SH. Inhale, warrior one, stay low in your lunge. And exhale for warrior two. Inhale to sit low and take up space. Exhale, side angle. Right hand inside your right foot, left palm open. Tuck your right butt under. Lean your left ribs back. Then rotate left bicep over your left ear, stretching the entire left side of your body. Put the emphasis in your right heel and bring your right arm parallel to your left. Now lengthening up your left leg and through your right side rib. Lean your left ribs back a little, maybe glance under your left armpit. And then revolve it, left hand down, right arm up, and step your back foot in a little bit so that you square off your hips. Pick your left hip up away from the floor as you draw your right hip back and down. Roll your left ribs underneath you and look up at the back of your right hand with your left eye. Inhale, stretch your arms apart. Ankle bind. Bring your two hands inside your right foot. Tuck your right shoulder behind your right knee and interlace your fingers around your right ankle. Hang your head heavy. Keep your hips lifted above your head. Pull your low belly up and in to support your round spine and soften the back of your neck more than you think you are. Now come back to your side angle. Right hand inside your right foot, left arm up. Keep your right heel heavy. Keep your hips this low and then squeeze it up into your warrior two. Hips stay low, hips stay low, hips stay low. And gently squeeze your right leg straight. Good for you. Toe heel your right foot in a little bit. Stretch forward over your right shin for triangle. Right hand to right shin, left palm up. Put your hands on your shin for today. So you can pull up on your shin skin, tuck your right butt under, and lean your chest back. Stretch your arms apart one more time. Pyramid fold. Two hands frame your right foot. Point your back toes towards the upper left-hand corner of your mat to steer and square off your hips. And then you can lengthen your torso over your front leg. Now, if you put a little bit of a bend onto your right leg, that's totally fine. But keep your left leg straight and strong. So bend the front knee a little bit. Yeah, yes, exactly. Then you can draw your belly towards your thigh. And if your face is touching your shin, turn it a little bit to the right. So it's your left cheekbone and your right shin touching. Okay, find a half lift sensation. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward, gaze forward. Step your right foot back to meet your left, upper push-up plank, and roll over to your left side. Lift your right arm for your side arm balance, stacking heels, hips, shoulders, and wrists. Rotate your right bicep over your right ear. Float your right leg up off your left. Switch the gaze, look up towards the ceiling. Inhale, push the floor away. Exhale back to upper push-up and lower halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale for your downward facing dog. All right, let's take a breath here. Exhale with an SH. Taking a deep, deep inhale. And HA. Inhale your left leg up. Hips stay lifted. Step it between your hands. Tense up onto your fingertips. Dial the back heel down. Sweep your arms behind you. Power lunge. Good. Try to get that back leg as straight as you can, Jessica. Slide your shoulders down your back a little more. Lift your arms a little higher. Now interlace your fingers. Inhale like you could punch a hole through the wall behind you. And release your grip. Send your arms forward, extended power lunge. Your arms are an extension of your heart. Reach with intention. Firm up your belly with an SH. Inhale, rise up, warrior one. And exhale, peel open for your warrior two. Okay, inhale to sit low and reach long. Exhale, side angle. Left hand inside your left foot, right palm open. Now you want to work on opening up your inner left hip here. So really push your arm into your leg and your leg back into your arm as you tuck your left butt under like crazy. Rotate your right bicep over your right ear. Stretch the right side of your body. And then put the emphasis in your left heel and bring your left arm parallel to your right for your core strengthener. That's it. Stay low with your hips and lengthen up your right leg and through your left side rib. That looks great, Katie. And one more inhale, lean your right ribs back and then release. Right hand down and left arm up, revolve side angle. Back foot steps in. So again, we can square off the hips. Pick your right hip up away from the floor and draw your left hip back and down. That looks great, Colleen. Really nice. Now bring your chin to your left shoulder a little bit more if you can. Yes, beautiful. Inhale, stretch your arms apart and ankle bind. Two hands inside your left foot. Bring your left hand behind your left knee and interlace your fingers around your ankle. That looks awesome, Jeremy. If you grab the back of your left calf with your left hand more, you can probably get a little bit more body under the thigh. And if you get your butt up higher, yeah, you'll be able to get your head to the other side pretty soon. Maybe this morning. Good for you. All right, come back into your side angle, please. Left hand down, right arm up. All right, stay low with your hips. Come on up, warrior two. Stay with it, be with it. It's gonna feel so good. Squeeze your left leg straight. Good, toe heel your right foot in just a little bit. And then inhale to reach forward, forward, forward. Exhale, left hand, left shin, right palm open for triangle. And again, lots of variations here. Sometimes people like to get the hands to the floor or grab the big toe. I find a delicious stretch on the outside of my right hip if I pull up on my left shin skin and tuck my left butt under. That looks great, Veronica. Bring your right arm a little bit more forward so you stack your shoulders. That's exactly it. Take one more inhale, stretch your arms apart, and then pyramid. Two hands frame your front foot. Step your back foot in a little and point your right toes to the upper right-hand corner of your mat. And then you can get your belly over your thigh, face towards your shin. Now, if you put a little bit more weight in your left foot, You can draw your left hip up and back, right hip down and forward, getting them towards square. Again, maybe there's a little bend in your left knee, so you can really push your belly against your thigh there. Or if the leg is straight, you turn a little bit to your left.
You know, she just
doesn't work. It's just that nobody, people don't show up until
10 till. But still, you got to be on.
Yeah,
You're not the, you know, there was probably
Inhale to find your long
people
spine.
on before she showed her face.
I'll work on that, guys. And then hands down. Step your left foot back to meet your
So what
right.
were you saying about the other part of it? They let up what?
Oh, shit.
On the virus thing.
that the CDC, whatever data points they're using for their projection models, released a report saying that
oh, here we go. Sorry about that, guys. All right, upper push-up plank. If you're not there already, please. Step your left foot back, feet together, and roll over.
We're hitting right now, so that our peaks right now with your term.
Yeah, I've read now. Yeah, the worst thing is, like,
there we go.
Get settled down, we'll say, by June,
Take
July,
one more
right?
inhale wherever you are,
gradually start
and then release your hands down.
Into the fold over the next couple months, right?
And travel through
and
your
then
flow.
it's like flu season again. It won't be the same thing, but still, people will be a lot more weary.
Yeah, you know,
I just wonder if people.
All right, exhale, exhale, exhale. Inhale, inhale, hold it. And HA. Inhale, tilt your tail up. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, walk or hop forward into your half lift. And exhale, forward fold. Bring your feet together to touch all the way. And then inhale once more, sit low, arms up, palms pressed for your thunderbolt. And this time, drag your hands to heart center so elbows are in one straight line. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, twist to your right. Hook your left elbow over your right thigh and look over your right shoulder. Draw your left knee and hip back. Sit your hips lower than your heart. Lengthen through your middle back. Take another inhale to roll your chest open towards the ceiling. And then slowly bring it all back to center, hips left. All right, now stand up. Bring your left knee up into your chest and use your peace fingers in between your big and second toe of your left hand. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Now start to extend the heel forward. The leg does not have to become straight. It's more about using your left hip flexor and your lower belly to hold the leg here. May I turn to the side so that you can see from here. Bring your hands to your heart and then extend your arms up high. Lift your left leg a little bit higher. We're going to come into a warrior three from here. So slowly hinge your hips forward and make a capital letter T with your body. Pull up on your right inner thigh and roll your left hip down a little bit. Stretch your arms a little higher, biceps with your ears. Take an inhale to get as tall as you can. Put a bend in your right knee and land in a high lunge. Biceps frame your ears. Nice work. Press your palms together. Draw your hands down to your heart. Lift your chest up off your waist and twist to your right. Left elbow, right thigh, and look over your right shoulder. Now, if you want to fly away, you can tee the arms apart. And if you want to bind, you can wrap them around your right thigh. Keep picking your left hip up away from the floor and roll your left ribs under. Take one more inhale to go a little deeper. And then slowly draw everything back to center. Now keep that back leg really strong as you extend your arms up. Send your hips low. Look back to reach back, make a crescent moon shape. And then release your hands down. Step your right foot back and lower halfway. Inhale, up dog. Open your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, tilt your tail up. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, walk or hop forward. Half lift, long spine. And exhale, forward fold. Toe heel your feet together. Inhale, sit low. Arms up, palms pressed. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, twist left. Right elbow, left thigh. Look over your left shoulder. Right knee and hip back. Lengthen through your middle back. And roll the barrel of your rib cage open. Take one more inhale to go deeper. And slowly draw everything back to center. Sit low. Lean back. Stand up. Bring your right knee up with you. And then peace fingers in between big and second toe. Left hand to your left hip. Start to extend the right heel straight. Nice. So try not to shift the weight of your hips back. Keep the weight of your hips forward as you keep extending the right heel forward. And now you can extend your arms up. Holding leg where it is. Yes, Barbara, stay with it for 5, 4, leg a little higher, 3, 2, as gracefully as you can, swing your right leg behind you and make a capital letter T. Good, Francis. Arms a little higher, girl. Get those arms straight and strong. There you go. Take an inhale to get as tall as you can. Bend your left knee deeply and land on your back toes for your high lunge. Draw your hands to heart center. Lean back slightly. Twist left. Right elbow, left thigh. Look over your left shoulder. Yeah, so when the right hip drops towards the floor, it might feel like you're twisting more, but you're not. So pick your right hip up. Nice, Sophie. Roll your right ribs under and fly away or by. If you're holding hands with yourself, you grab for your left hand, your top hand, with your bottom wrist. Lean back to gently roll open and slowly bring everything back to center. Okay. Extend your arms up. Lift your chest up. Look back, reach back. Keep that back leg strong. And gently release your hands down. Step back and flow. And every time you flow, it's a reset. Get that back bend, get that forward motion of the spine. It is so delicious. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Anything you no longer need. Inhale, everything good. Let it swirl around. And HA. Inhale, tilt your tail up. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Inhale, walk or hop forward. Half lift, one last time. And exhale, forward fold. This time, separate your feet a comfortable distance. Bend your knees and roll yourself up to standing. Try to give every vertebra of your spine its own moment to stack one on top of the last, and then roll your shoulders back at the top. And bring your feet together to touch. And we're going to work on a standing bow pulling pose. Some of you I saw earlier this week, we did workshop this a little bit, but really quickly, because the visual often helps with this one. Before you get into it, just watch for a moment. So we grab to the inside of the foot and we bring the opposite arm up. Now what happens a lot here is a lot of hinging happens at the hips. If I'm here, I am not back bending. I am not stretching the front of my hip. I'm not twisting my upper back. I'm not doing much of anything. So instead of hinging at your hips, I want you to try so hard not to move your hips that they eventually have to move because you're kicking and reaching so hard. So eventually, it might look a little bit more like this, where I'm trying so hard not to move my hips. I'm trying so hard not to move my hips. And then eventually I have to, so that I can get my armpit in line with my pubic bone, stack my ankles, and spend the next 15 years of my yoga practice trying to get my left leg straight. All right, just do that. Go ahead. Open up your right palm and touch your foot from the inside. Extend your right arm up. Try to scrub for the inside of your foot, so you got to flip your palm outwards. And then stretch up really tall and start to kick and reach. Kick your two legs apart. Stretch your two arms apart. Okay, keep that standing leg straight and strong. Eject your right shoulder forward and hold what you've got for 5. Chest down, leg up, Francis. Be less precious with it. 4, 3, 2, and kick to come out. Like you don't really want to come out of it. Nice work. Okay. Whew, drop the breath back down to your belly. And we'll do the other side. Open up your right palm to the right, or the side you didn't do, and catch your foot from the inside. Knees touch, hips forward, opposite arm up. Stretch up really, really tall. Kick and reach. Kick your two legs apart. Stretch your two arms apart. Good. Gaze forward as you reach forward. That looks awesome, Donna. Flip your left palm to face down if you can. Yes, and now just focus on the kick for 5, 4, you got it. 3, 2, and then kick to come out nice and slow. Good. Bring your hands to your heart, elbows heavy towards your waist, and close your eyes. Again, feel first standing on your feet in a way that keeps the back of your heart lifted. Feel your collarbones rest on the roof of your wrist. Imagine your 2 ears are tiny balloons you just let go of. And feel your brain get heavier inside of your skull. Exhale all your air out. Inhale through your heels, legs, spine, crown of your head. And exhale. You can separate your feet a comfortable distance. Relax your arms. Chin to chest, belly in, and slowly roll yourself down. Don't miss a single sensation. This is your life. Don't miss a single sensation. When you find your forward fold, you can move through a half lift, through your flow, And we'll meet back up in downward facing dog. Okay, your spine is really warmed up now. Let's take a camel pose. So please come to your knees 6 inches apart, and stand up on them. Bring your hands to your lower back so the tips of your fingers graze the top of your butt. Draw your shoulders down and elbows in. Pull your belly up and into your palms, lift your chest, and look back to go back. And if you see the back wall, that's fine. If you see the floor behind you, that's fine too. Then maybe you grab for your heels with fingers on the inside and thumbs on the outside. But just because you can doesn't mean you have to. Go to a place where you can stay or go deeper. Take one more inhale to stretch your throat and look back. Bring your hands to your lower back. Pull your belly into your palms, lift your chest. And then settle your hips onto your heels. Palms face up on your thighs. And close your eyes. And watch. It is a kind of quiet that's not predicated on anything external, not my voice, not music you've got playing, not anything. It's an internal kind of quiet. It's a place where we don't get invited to tap into very often, a place from where we can just witness. And the more time you can spend there, the more you start to realize that camel pose or anything in life, it's not happening to you. It's happening from you. How do you make it happen for you? Wherever you are with your breath, please exhale all your air out. Take in a deep, sweet inhale. And exhale. Gently flutter your eyes open and make your way back to downward dog. So hands down, toes under. And as you send your hips up and back, can you feel that lengthening of your spine start to counter all of this deep back bending we've been working on? Then inhale to lift your right leg up. Bend your knee and swing it through for your half pigeon. So knee goes wider than your shoulder. The further your heel is away from your groin, the deeper of a stretch you can experience. Either way, square up your hips and then lengthen to lower, forward, and down, and heavy. Don't lose it, right? That one cycle of breath after another. And we're not linking up our breath with broad strokes of movement right now. So it takes a little bit more discipline to stay tethered to it. You find the peak of every inhale and get so empty on your exhales that you get a little bit air hungry for that next inhale. And if there's a moment where your mind starts to say, get me out of here, that's when you go deeper. Exhale your air out. Allow an inhale to rush in through your nose, coat your throat, fill you up. And exhale. Your eyes closed, slowly walk your hands underneath your shoulders to lift your chest and sit a little bit deeper into your hips. Curl your left toes under. Step your right foot back for upper push-up plank. And you can either take it through your flow or push right back to downward facing dog. And once you exhale to your down dog, inhale your left leg up, bend your knee, and swing it through for your half pigeon. Square off your hips and lengthen to lower. And why it's so important to, be able to choose to go deeper, even if the mind says, get me out of here, is because these are opportunities that show up in your practice where you can practice ways of being and cultivate ways of being on your mat that you can take into your life off of your yoga mat. Right? Like every single one of us has a comfort zone. There is a ceiling and there is a floor, and life inevitably rips us out of that box all of the time. And then you have a choice. You can do whatever it takes to get back into that tight little box. Or you can work on getting comfortable outside of it so that you raise the ceiling of that zone. You lower the floor. You broaden your bandwidth to participate in whatever life throws your way next instead of just survive it. Please exhale all your air out. Inhale, inhale, hold it at the top. And exhale. All right, slowly lift your chest up. We're going to do it a little bit differently this time. And then as you lift up, swing your right leg out from behind you. We're going to set up for a seated spinal twist. So bring your left knee on the bottom, left ankle outside your right butt, and your right ankle outside your left knee. Bring your right hand behind you, left arm up, stretch up tall, and then twist, like over your right shoulder. You might grab for your left knee with your left hand and push your knee into your hand to draw your left shoulder down your back. Pull your low belly towards your low back and push your low back towards your right inner thigh. Lift a little bit taller, twist a little bit deeper. And then draw back to center and switch your legs. Right on the bottom, left on top, and twist over to your left. So pull your low belly towards your low back. And then as you make a right hand turn with your hips, make a left hand turn with your chest. That looks really nice, Katie. A little bit more in that middle upper back. That's the difference, girl. Lift a little taller, twist a little bit deeper, and then bring it back to center. And go ahead and lie flat on your back. So head heavy on your mat. Arms open up as wide as your mat. Same with your legs. Palms face up towards the ceiling. And close your eyes. And feel for this one too. Feel for relaxing on a really deep level. So feeling your weight on your mat and feeling the earth hold you back up. Wow, what a beautiful morning, guys. Thank you so, so much. Thank you for your spirit. Thank you for your practice. Thank you for your support of accessible and inclusive yoga. We've always been a donation-based studio because this is the kind of work that you can't pay someone else to do for you, which is really rare. Right? Walk your dog, raise your kids, do your laundry. There is an app for all of that, not chair pose. Thank you for your support. Please help us out by spreading the word. If you are in a position to donate, yogatopeople.com/donate can really help us keep these things going. We are a community. We are all in it together. I'll in class now with quotes, a collective breath, and then I'll take you guys out of Savasana. I've been reading this one a lot, but it's really just so powerful to me right now. It's by Aldous Huxley. And he says, "It's dark because you are trying too hard. Lightly, child, lightly. Learn to do everything lightly. Yes, feel lightly, even though you're feeling deeply. Lightly let things happen and lightly cope with them. Lightly, lightly. It's the best advice ever given to me. Throw away your baggage and go forward. There are quicksands all about you, sucking at your feet, trying to suck you down into fear and self-pity and despair. That's why you must walk so lightly. Lightly, my darling." Last time as this group, please exhale all your air out. On a sweet full inhale, hold it gently at the top. H-A. You can gently roll over to one side and make your way up to seated. Thank you so, so much, everyone.